just got done filming a video that shares with you how to reset your 2023. So if you're coming to the end of the year and feeling like you didn't accomplish anything, or you have some big project that you really want to make sure that you get off the ground, in this video I'm going to show you how to use index cards, which is a new, weird, quirky, and different way that will hopefully jumpstart your brain into getting started. So what we're doing with the system is, number one, finding clarity, figuring out what it is that you want to do and how to make sure that that goal is worded in, well, I don't know how, but you need to figure out how to word it in a way that's going to make you want to get it done. And then second is a way to focus, be able to achieve focus during your day. And then the third way is to drive action. So those three things is what this card system focuses on, because I personally get in this funk where I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what to do. Somebody should just tell me what to do. And the card system helps you do it. We're doing it in a 12-week format, which sets some limitations for you too. So you say, oh, I have to get it done within this time frame, and then also gives you benchmarks along the way. Kind of a long video. So I hope if you have questions, just comment and let me know. Otherwise, let's go. I've taken apart my card deck so I can build it all back together so you can see how this works. So first step is to print out your planner cards PDF, which is just that free download that I have below linked in the video. It's week 1 through 12 as well as a plan divider. I've already filled mine out, so I'll talk a little bit about how I got started with that too. I also printed out the just date dividers. Mine are almost complete. As of the 26th, I would have filled them out for an entire year, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then you have your monthly dividers here. This is from last year, so my dates are a little bit off, but I'll print out some new monthly dividers soon for that. And then also you have your monthly cards. Monthly cards break down just kind of more so just a reference for you. But within the 12-week year, if you're going to be doing the weeks where it's week 1, week 2, week 3, I have them marked out on my monthly card too, so I know where to put those date dividers. My week starts on a Sunday, but in the just date dividers, there's also Monday starts too. Let's see. So on top of that, I also have all of my Just Get Started card deck. So those are things that are more home management system. They're printed out and I've used these for years, and so I have them set into different dates or days of the week. Little bundles right now, just because that's how I had them in the card deck prior to removing everything. Some of them are off a little bit for the week ahead because we have some travel involved. So to get started, the base of all of this is that I have my little vision card here, is this weekly rhythm card. And this is going to help you understand where you're going to place these tasks. So I've already set this up. I've been using this rhythm for the last 3 or so years, where on Sundays, that's what I do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on. And that gives me the foundation. And that's just based off of our personal family schedule, as well as what I feel like the energy of the day dictates. So for example, on Sunday, worship and recharge, ideally we're not really doing housekeeping type items. We're more of like resting and enjoying each other. I also have an affirmation that I like to put on my cards. And then going into, so now we have the weekly rhythm, and you've set up the foundation for how you plan your weeks. Then you go into the plan divider. Now this is based off of or how I use the plan divider. You can use it however you want, but this is based off of the Passion Planner and I forget what they call it, but it's essentially a mind map, and they do it based off of the vision of your life. So 3-month, 1 year. And so you kind of have an outlook for the long term. And then based off of that, you pick one game changer is what it's called. And you base the next so many amount of months based off of that one particular game changer, even weeks, or maybe one particular month. In our case, we're doing 12 weeks. So I picked one game changer, which is to be a better YouTuber, but also within that, I have the NaNoWriMo that is coming up in November. And so I set 2 different little goals here that I'm managing. Based off of that, I went into different areas of actions that I could take, or areas that I would focus to make those accomplished or to see those through. Now, I didn't write the goal out in full, but I really thought a lot about what my goal is and how I wanted to word it for myself. I did a lot of like journaling to write it out, and then I ended up using ChatGPT to help me set up with an actual strategy based off of that goal. And I went forward with that. So based off of my last experience in this 12-week setup, setting a good goal is super important. So there's the SMART goals where it's specific, measurable, that type of a thing. And on top of that, it's something that you actually want and is something you feel motivated to complete, something that is also in your complete control. So those are the three aspects of creating the goal that I really focused on. So now I have my plan divider, and I'm able to then set up these cards, which are the action cards. They're the blank gray labeled. Each one of my cards, if you can see, are labeled. So some are blue, some are yellow, some are pink. These are the gray that are more of the project-based piece that's working towards goal fulfillment. Then I printed out those. I printed out about 80 cards, which is, or no, I guess I printed out 8 sheets of 4. So not that many. But that was something to get started with. I planned out with cards up until week 6, and that was for the different actions that are helping me reach these 2 goals. From there, with each action, I have 2 categories. I've kind of figured out when I was doing my journaling that the 2 categories of actions would be in actual video creation, and the other one would be in learning how to become a better YouTuber. And so I have 2 color coded. I put the category up on the top left, over on the top right. In the traditional home management card system, you have how long it will take you. So I've left this blank because I do think this is really important, but oftentimes what I found in the last 12 weeks was that I underestimated how long things would take me. And so a lot of that is just note taking on how long this action is taking me. So for example, for videos, I would probably put approximately 6 hours because that's at the least amount of time that making a video takes me. Also leaving a big section open so that I can take notes. The point of having the cards is that you remove one from your card deck after you've organized it. You sit it on your desk, and that's the one thing that you're focusing on at the time. And so you're able to then make a checklist if you'd like, cross things off, write down phone numbers, whatever it is that you need to do before you file it away. So all of these cards, these action cards that I'm using right now, are one-off project cards. At the very end of it, what I do is I file them away, I cross it off, and I say I'm done. So I've set up all these action cards based off of the things that I know that I wanted to do in order to achieve these goals. Now, they're just simple paper printer cards, so if it's something that I end up saying, oh, this actually isn't the direction that I wanted to go in, I'm going to go ahead and change it, I don't feel so bad about recycling them and just starting over fresh. So now I have all of my action cards up for 6 weeks. And again, I've only done the 6 weeks worth of them because I need to stay flexible, and at 6 weeks I will review and see how I've been doing. So from there, I take the action cards that I want to focus on for week 1, and then I use my week 1 divider and wrote down a list. You don't even have to do this because part of this is in the simplicity. You just have the card filed in front of the date, which I'll show you in just a second how you set it up. And if you don't get to it, you file it into the next day or even to the next week at that specific time. So for example, if Tuesdays are the days that you edit and film videos, then you'll file it into the following Tuesday and say that I don't have time tomorrow, so therefore it is not going to be filed under tomorrow's date because I'm not going to set myself up for failure. So you have this week 1. I chose to write all of mine out because I really do like the scoring system, especially as I'm learning to set better goals for myself. I can see where it is that I failed, or maybe activities that I just don't have time for or that don't have importance. It's just been helpful. So I have on my left side, I have all of the lead actions. On the right side, I have the lag actions. And then my goal is stated up at the top. You don't have to do any of this. This is just how I've set it up. And then all of the cards that I set up for that week are then listed. I've given myself a score out of 8 as the 12-week year suggests that you do. And as things get done, I can cross it off or wait until the end of the week and cross it off. And all the cards that I've completed then get filed in front of week 1. So before I start setting the date, so I've already done the actions, my actions, because obviously I just undid my card deck. So I've already set this up based off of my schedule. So ignore the fact that I already have this done. I set up my action cards, and now I'm going to go ahead and set up the rest of the card deck. So today is, if I'm looking at my calendar, today is the 20th. of September. So my card deck is actually going to look something like this. Yesterday, I still have to fill in what it is that we did yesterday, but it's going to be over here on the 20th, and all of these cards are going to go behind September. So here you can see a completed card deck where these are too far in the future that are outside of the 12 weeks, so I didn't bother with it. But you've got January, February, everything goes in front of the month that's coming up. And then behind that, I have storage. I have blanks that I can pull, especially for recipe cards. That's really helpful. I have contact tabs. I have a section for goals and learning cards, so any kind of facts or things that I want to remember. And then I have my meals behind that. So that's the foundation of the card deck going into December, because the 12 weeks is taking us through the beginning of December. So here I have those 3 months. We're on September, so all the dates that I've already finished then get placed in front of October. Here's September, and the dates that have not completed yet go in front of September. And then that includes the 31st, which is going into October because there is only 30 days in September. So now I have that set up. I'm going to go ahead and go into setting up the foundation, which is that home management system from the Just Get Started card deck, because having a decluttered, tidy space to do all of these creative endeavors in is really important to me. And so that's the foundation, and making sure that I can get all the things done for my family and for our living space is important. So here is the items that I would put on a, there's a few days here. Here's Saturday. And those are good. Actually, some of those probably should have been on a different date, but that's okay. I'm going to skip this Saturday and go to the 30th. And I'm going to file these in front of the 30th, which is what I get done on Saturday. These are for Friday. Dusting, doing like just setting the energy for the weekend is what I like to do on Fridays. And that is going to go in front of the 29th. So again, skipping this Friday. So those items, which is really nice when I come back, are not going to be on my to-do list, and I'm not going to feel overwhelmed or behind. I know that I'm going to do those on those specific days. These items are for this Saturday, which is the 23rd. So I file in front of the 23rd. These items are for Wednesday. Wednesdays are more administrative days and includes setting appointments. This is for, I just put a short up for cleaning purse. And all of these are, varied as far as intensity of what I do. Meal planning, bookkeeping, and so that would go in front of today for the 20th. Wash floors, wash off kitchen counters, wash windows. On Mondays, I like to do more of a water-based type cleaning, and that is going to go in front of the 25th. If I miss any of these, they just get placed into the following week. As far as, this is based off of the book Sidetracked Home Executives, and they created a really cute system where you have 2 skips. The 3rd skip, you absolutely have to do that. And so that's one way of doing it. For me personally, I like to at least touch the item and then move on to the next day. Some of them you can see the light erasing of skip days, and you can note what days you skipped, but for me, I tend to just keep skipping it if I allow myself that the opportunity to do so. So just like touching the items, touching the cards, and looking to see, oh, okay, let's make sure we get into that next week. On Thursday, this is Friday. I'm going to skip this Friday and get these items done on the 29th. And the pink cards are for personal cards, so those are more like fun stuff. Meditating, just time for quiet reflection, I guess. And then also that's the same for artist date And then I have some items for like more project-based type items that are for cleaning that I get done on Thursdays. So you can see checking the weekly rhythm, Thursdays, hobbies and personal growth, Friday, clear energy and indulge. So I'm kind of following that still. And of course, like none of this is super strict. So if I have guests coming or if things are really untidy or things need to be dusted, I just dust it. So this is going on to the 21st, which is tomorrow. And then manicures I like to do on Sunday. I do it with the kids and it's fun. I mean, it's fun for me, not really for them. And then, let's see. So we're getting closer to October here. Then I have monthly review that comes up, family council night on the Wednesday prior to the end of the month for me, and that would be on the 27th. And now we're working into more of daily cards. These happen every few days now. So I'm going to go ahead and put these, which is empty garbage and recycling, onto tomorrow's date, which is Thursday. And then the dailies. So planting the garden now is sprouting for me. I know I need to redo these cards because we're living on board a boat and I've kind of modified things as I go. Here's the daily action. So for example, today is the 20th, which is that Wednesday. Some of the items that I've done are, I didn't do my morning pages this morning, busted, but I did work out. Making the bed, wiping down the bathroom. I haven't vacuumed yet. I touched on the laundry. And then the rest of the items would then just be left in front of today to handle as the day goes on. And these items for the daily gets pushed over to tomorrow, as well as these starter cards, which just are nice touch points as I start my day. So now I have the next 12 weeks set. Oh, I totally forgot. There's one other set of cards that are more of seasonal items that I go through on the last Wednesday of the month. So like, for example, car registration is going to go in front of April. And when April dates get placed, these date dividers, then I what do you call it? I place the reminder card there. Until that comes, I just place it in front of the month. So this one is for in front of October. So I'm just going to place these behind the dates. So now I have that set up. At the back, I'm going to go ahead and put my plan card. And then let's go ahead and set up our weeks. Maybe I'll just do one at a time. Let's go ahead and set up week 1 because, like I said, I've already gone through that. And week 1 is going to be at the end of the 23rd. So week 1's divider is going to be placed behind the 23rd. Setting up the cards first. This is kind of like you do both of them at the same time. You say these are the cards that I'm going to focus on this week, and then you set up your list. So for example, these are the 2 cards that I was going to do for video. I'm putting them on today's date because on Wednesday, like I said, is the day that I'm sitting down at a desk and I can kind of script things or sit down here at the table and work through showing you how to use the cards. So I'm going to put those back at the end of the 20th. And then I did a bunch of learning cards yesterday, which was on a Tuesday. I had set that up for myself based off of my schedule. On Tuesday, I didn't have any cards. So like for today, you can see I have a lot of administrative things I need to do. So I'm probably not going to get around to learning how to become a better YouTuber. So I'm going to set those for another day. But these are also based off of that ChatGPT schedule of like a recommended sequence of how to learn how to do better. So I'm going to, in putting these in front of weeks, I would reference that schedule. For you, you could look off of, this is what I should do this day, this is what I should do the next day. On these particular cards, what I would do, since they are completed, but I am referencing them still, but let's pretend they're completed and then I'm not going to look at them again. These would go in front of week 1. And that way, at the end of the week, I can go ahead and cross these off and make sure that I get the score for getting them completed. So then, here's some more cards I can file because they're just video cards. Here's a good one, 6-week check-in. So I know based off of my goals that I'm recording and making 2 videos a week. And so I have 2 of my cards. Note that I don't know what the video title is going to be yet, whereas last time I created like a whole list of videos that I wanted to make and then I didn't actually do any of them. So I'm trying to stay open and flexible this time. And then based off of this monthly calendar, I can see week 6 is going to be ending on the 28th of October. I can go ahead at this time. Let's put all the rest of the weeks in. Week 6 first. Notice I didn't fill out any of these weeks because I'm just going to see how the first 2 weeks goes. But I still have all those actions scheduled ahead of time, so I don't have to really think about things. And the nice thing is if I don't get to them, I then go to the next week, and when I'm creating my scorecard, I can say, is this action still relevant? Do I need to get it done? Is it still timely, or should I push it into the next week? And then base the scorecard off of what cards are stacked in my deck for at that time. So 6 weeks out is the, like I said, 28th. I'll place that behind. Oh, and we haven't gotten to the 28th yet. So let's go ahead and open up everything before the 31st, which ends, let's see, the last one would be the 14th. So the 14th is going to be week 4. So let's go ahead and put week 4 there first. Try not to confuse you. So week 4, week 3 is after the 7th. Week 2 is after the 30th. And I've already placed week 1. So we're all set for that. And then going back to those dates that are still in progress. So the ones that I'm still working on in September. So week 5, which would be the 14th, no, 21st. So obviously the 21st is still in progress in September. So going past the 18th, which is the last date that I have filed back there, I'm going to go ahead and put week 5, week 6, and in front of week 6, I'm going to go ahead and put those 2 action cards. And as the dates come and I do my monthly date card, then I'll make sure I file things correctly in front of which date I want to get them done. But now I have them in front of week 6. Week 7 is also here. Oh, nope, it's after the 31st. So I'll put the 31st in there. Oh no, here's the 19th. Sorry, 19th, I forgot that we did you. Okay, put him behind the 18th. There you go. And then week 8, if I look at November, week 8, 9, 10, and 11 is going to be in November. So I'm going to just go ahead and place those all in front of November, which is right there. And December is week 12 for my last week. So then, oh, I can file these away too. So NaNoWriMo, these are weekly cards. And then for the actual writing of the word count each day, I just wrote a daily card. I'm not going to do any kind of tracking or anything like that. I just get it done. So that is daily, and that's going to happen not until November. So I'm going to file that daily card in front of November. And I'll just go ahead and put it at the very back. And then what did I do with the rest of the cards? Oh yeah. I get to do some NaNoWriMo tomorrow, which will be super fun. I'm treating that as more of an artist date too because it's just fun and cute. And that is, tomorrow's the 21st, right? Yeah. So 21st, the next Thursday, which is the dates that I'm going to do it, is on the 28th. And the next one is in front of the 5th. And if I don't get to it, it goes to the following Thursday. And at that point, I can say, is this still relevant? Is it something I should still do? Should I rearrange my cards? And then finally, the last week, oh, seaplane, is on the 12th. I'll file that in front of the 12th. And then my October cards, all these monthly cards. And then I also have artist way cards too that I am off and on incorporating into the card deck. I haven't decided yet if I want it in my main card deck or have a different one. I'm also adding in the Christmas and Storm cards. Okay, so let's file away the monthly cards. We've got October. It's going to go in front of the 1st. And then November is going in front of the November cards. October. I like to really reference this quickly, so I'll put that in front of all those cards. And September is still ongoing, so I'll place that in front of the card deck. And now, oh, I'll place this on top of the bigger card deck. And all of this is really transportable. It just goes into this bag that I've had for years now. Zip it up and I throw this into my backpack. So when I'm waiting for the kids, I can go through and arrange touch cards and know what's coming up. And then now I just need to go through and refile all these cards that I had filed already. So the idea is, again, before I let you go, these cards are going in front of the date that I'd like to have done. I have my own management system and anything that I have in here that's important, so I know that, oh, that date I have a lot going on. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. Also on these monthly cards and on the monthly dividers, having important dates within that so you have a quick reference. Again, all of it is so that you don't have to grab your phone often. You do the phone and the card deck the one day on the date card, and that's it. So I hope this was a helpful rundown on how to use the card to reset your life for the next 12 weeks and finish 2023 strong.